Welcome to the Football Show on PLZ Soccer's YouTube channel. I'm Peter Martin, delighted to have your company on the programme tonight. It's Friday, we're looking forward to the weekend. Alan Ruff and Barry Ferguson are with me. Before we get into the meat and bones of the fixtures over Saturday and Sunday, let's look back at last night's two fixtures in the Europa League. The first one at Ibrox, Maribor were the visitors. They were defeated by 3-1. What did you make of Rangers?
First half wasn't a great performance. Obviously Maribor getting the equaliser 5 minutes before half time, but I thought Rangers came out in the second half and they were a lot of different team, a lot of different animal. Obviously the managers had a few choice words at half time, and I thought the second 45 minutes was more like the Rangers that I'm sure the fans are going to get used to over the coming months.
Yeah, I mean the key thing here is in that first half, technically the Slovenians looked quite good.
Yep, I said that. Again, I've watched them, that they have been in the Champions League previous. Slovenians are technically very good players. I knew it was going to be a hard game for Rangers last night. But the main thing is, at 2-1, as Ruffy had mentioned a couple of weeks ago, it's similar to Celtic when they played Rosenborg. They had to get that third goal, and gladly Rangers got that third goal, because if they're going over to Maribor, which is a difficult place to go and try and get a result at 2-1, it's a different game. So getting that third goal gives them a bit of breathing space.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be trickier last night, Ruffy. Certainly, as Barry picked up on their second half, I mean, they really got in about them. You know, that's the key to this Rangers side. We knew that he'd started to get them better organised, but slowly but surely now they're looking as if they're battling for the manager as well.
Yeah, I think as Barry touched on there, another Rangers team losing a goal just before half time, the panic would have set in, but obviously they went in at half time, and the experience they had there was good enough to come out in the second half, and with the crowd behind them, they kept going forward and they got their just rewards. I still think they'll score over there. They might concede over there, but I think that third goal was just enough.
Yeah, strangely enough though, I mean, I can't for the life of me work out why, and as a captain I was wondering what you'd be thinking about it. I was watching the poor pass, Candias picks it up. Why on earth does he pass it forward to Alfredo Morelos when he could have put the ball on the back of the net on his own, made it 2-0 to Rangers? No sooner did they award the free kick for offside, they got up the park and score a wonder goal.
Yeah, it was a strange one. You'd expect him to go and finish it himself, as you said. Look, Candias, he's one of the players, he works really hard for the team, but quality-wise, I'm not too sure he's at the level that the new manager wants to get to, and the sort of players that he wants to bring in. It was a strange one, and again, as you say, they go up with Parton and they score that goal, so it could have been different. But listen, I was looking forward to the second half to see, because there's a bit of pressure on Rangers when they go in at half time, obviously with Maribor getting that goal. So it's a mentality thing for me. Obviously the fans put them under a bit of pressure, so that showed a different side again that this Rangers team keeps showing me week in, week out, that obviously the manager's installing a different mentality into them.
Okay, it's Rangers against St Mirren at the weekend. Borna Barisic is the new signing. He should be making his debut at home in front of the Ibrox crowd. Maybe not Ryan Jack, he might have to sit it out for another week. But as far as this game is concerned, before that return leg against Maribor, the manager Steven Gerrard says this is what he wants. Ibrox turned into a fortress.
In terms of over the last few years, to pick and choose our games when we turn up and who we turn up against. We can't just think, oh well, it's a big game today, we'll turn up. Every single game's big at Ibrox, whether it be in the league, whether it be in the cup, the Europa League. That's got to be the mentality. Whoever comes into our stadium has to feel this new Rangers team.
Okay, so that's his attitude. Rangers against St Mirren, and St Mirren, of course, could start last week for them, Ruffy, so they could pose them some problems. Alan Stubbs will know. I think this game is they're on a hiding to nothing.
Yeah, I think Alan Stubbs was quite honest after the game last week. Obviously, the penalty save, gave them a wee lift. But I think, as we saw later on in the game, the opposition had chances. But he'll take the 3 points. He knows it's a long, long season. He knows going to Ibrox, obviously, with the result that Rangers got there the other night, it'll be backs to the wall for a long time. But these are things that won't judge where they end up at the end of the season. It'll be against the other teams that are down there.
The other match last night in the Europa League, I'll turn our attentions to now Barry. Hibs against Malta. In the end, Hibs, I think, will look back on opportunities squandered. Stevie Mallon had a great chance as well. They just couldn't get that goal that they were craving to take over for the return leg.
Yeah, I'm sure Lenny will see that as a missed opportunity. They were the better team. I don't think they've got anything to fear going over there. I know there'll be a different team. They'll probably go at Hibs a bit more because they kind of sat in at Easter Road. But I still believe that Hibs can go over to Norway and get the right result to go through into the next round.
I think even the manager concedes, Ruffy. I mean, Neil Lennon said, he's confident they can go and score over there. It's just, again, if they can replicate keeping it tight at the back. Although, to be fair, Malta didn't really offer anything as far as a real threat in the final third.
Yeah, although the most disappointing thing was they never scored. The good side is they never conceded, so they're not having to deal with that scenario. So, and they've proved going away from home that they can compete. And if you get a wee rub of the green, they've certainly got Canberra back, who'll always be a handful. And they have got goals on their side, but I can see them going there and maybe getting a one each draw.
Yeah, and he was quite complimentary about Emerson Hyndman when he came on. He did have a chance right at the end where he could have snatched the goal that Hibs were craving, but he likes the look of him and what he can offer Hibs. He's not going to be a John McGinn replacement.
No, he's a totally different player. Like John McGinn was a hustle and bustle midfielder, liked to get in about it. Hyndman's more of a ball player. I liked him when you could see glimpses. He'd certainly had the ability when he was at Rangers. So I think he'll be a decent signing for Hibs. Obviously, Neil Lennon is not going to get a direct replacement for John McGinn. That's going to cost a lot of money. So, listen, he's went into the market and he's brought Hyndman back up, who I think in time will be a good signing for Hibs.
Yeah, they got a good result last week against Motherwell, Ruffy, albeit Motherwell had opportunities to score in the game, as you highlighted earlier on our programme on YouTube. But as far as the game this weekend, St Johnstone haven't really been firing on all cylinders. This is a chance again for Hibs to look and wonder what's going to happen with the early kick-off at Tynecastle. Maybe a chance on the Sunday to say, well, we can start to build again and try and make ourselves the natural order, the force in the capital.
Yeah, I think unfortunately for Tommy Wright up at St Johnstone, he hasn't had the money to play with that the other clubs have. And you can see the amount of players that all the clubs have brought in. He hasn't brought in that many, and obviously losing McLean was a big one for him. So they looked pretty ordinary last week. I know they had a couple of chances here and there, but no, I think this could be a tough one for St Johnstone to get into that top six this year.
Yeah, I think, Chris Boyd mentioned it earlier, right at the start of the season. He reckons there's only one place up for grabs in the top six because 5 teams look like a stick-on. Yeah. I don't see St Johnstone being the team to push. I think St Johnstone will be wondering, can they occupy 7, 8, 9 this season?
I think it's going to be a long season for St Johnstone. I seen a comment he made at the start of the week saying that he needs to sell players or let players go to bring in players. So that's a worrying time for Tommy Wright, because if you look at his squad, it's an ageing squad as well. And obviously losing McLean, who was a talisman up top, he 15 goals, 20 goals a season, no problem. So I think it's going to be a long, hard season for St Johnstone. But listen, Tommy Wright's proved over the years that he's a good manager. But I think top 6 is going to be too much for them. Yeah,
I don't see them being in relegation trouble, do you?
I'm going to put it down to 4. I think Livy, St Mirren, Hamilton and St Johnstone, I think it'll be down to them.
Yeah, okay, interesting. Ruffy, do you share that view?
I would leave.
You're always Hamilton anyway. I mean, there's nothing.
No, I'm staying away from Hamilton.
Yeah.
No way am I picking Hamilton this year. No chance.
This is the year.
Can't even
this is the year, Ruffy.
Can't even go into Hamilton with those people.
Can't even take a game of golf into Hamilton.
Yeah, I thought you were actually just about to mention you can't even take him to the over 30s disco night in Hamilton, which he craves. But nevertheless, okay. So, do you see it being those 4 teams or anybody else that we haven't mentioned?
No, the 3. I think St Mirren, Livingston and Hamilton. But I do think Hamilton will just get their act together as they usually do.
And get relegated.
No, this moment. I mean, I can change at any time, but not now.
Listen, usually by the last week in May, you start to offer an opinion. As far as the games on the Saturday, of course, Celtic in the early kick-off at Tynecastle. This game, Emilio Izaguirre has come back to Celtic just before we talk about the actual game. He's back on a 1-year deal. They reckon that was a surprise, first of all, Ruffy.
I was surprised he left, because obviously it's fantastic to be at a club like that, and in any where you go after that, particularly the choice that he did, obviously it was financially going over there, but I would think you would miss everything that goes along, even though you're just a stand-in, for Tierney. Just being about the place and being at European nights and everything would have been enough to stay.
He's actually a good player. I mean, I can cite his problems when he broke his ankle up at Pittodrie. I mean, at that point, he then struggled to regain the form that impressed everyone.
At that stage, before he just broke his ankle, he was valued at £10-15 million because he was doing some great stuff for Celtic. It is a strange one, but listen, that just shows you the type of market that Celtic are in.
Yeah.
And that must be a worry for the Celtic fans. No doubt he's a good player, but he's not going to play. It's simple as that. Tierney's the number one left back.
Yeah. The other thing, they're trying to get Daniel Arzani. It looks as if over the weekend they'll complete the 2-year loan deal from Manchester City on that one. He'll offer something midfield, wing play as well. Now, interestingly enough, I think we've got to put it in perspective sometimes between the headlines and the reality. Brendan Rodgers knows full well the difficulties of trying to engineer Celtic through qualifiers. Any talk of... I believe there is a rift, Ruffy, a disagreement of what he wants and the ambitions that the board can back him with. That's almost certainly there. But the manager himself admits there are Champions League constraints that he was well aware of.
The governing bodies are, given the opportunity to the richest leagues to have more teams in there, which ultimately means that leagues like ourselves that, from a European perspective, haven't been great. My ambitions for Celtic to be the very best that it can be, for the players to be the very best that they can be, and that's where my interest lies in terms of ambition. So, like I say, that's what it takes. But unfortunately, the funds and everything that are available around, the TV monies and everything else, means that that can be difficult at times.
Yeah, some of the Celtic fans had a big banner up, with the display of all the teams from the finishing fourth in the big leagues, getting this easy access to the Champions League door, and then everybody else having to go through these qualifiers. And he said, Champions League, you're having a laugh. Well, they know the rules before they get into it. Now, it's tough, it's maybe unfair, but they have to get on with it. Before we hear this next little passage from Brendan Rodgers, Ruffy, what he said in the broadcast and what he said to the written press, slightly different. He used, the word, when they said, can Celtic match your ambition? He said, well, I want to be ambitious. I want certain things to take Celtic to the next level. And if it's not matched, then the word was terminado, finished. Yep. My job is done.
Yeah, but I think we all have to look at him as an individual as well. He's not going to be at Celtic forever. I would think he would have ambitions to go back to the Premier League, but he needs some kind of success in Europe to get there. He's not going to get there on the basis of winning the league up here, because we know they don't quote us down there. So I think the season he had last year was a struggle to get in to the group stages, and then they get into the group stages and the hammerings that he took. He's obviously said, yeah, it's great getting there, but I don't want that to happen again. I want to go into the next campaign with a bit of strength, and that hasn't happened. And he's looked at the money that the club's brought in, and quite frankly, he's not really brought anybody in that's in that first 11. In fact, he's lost Armstrong, who was a big player in the European games. So there's no strength. For him as a manager, he would have thought, right, OK, for what I've done in Europe, I'm going to bring 3 players in that are going to be ready-made to maybe push that first 11. Yeah. And I don't think he's done that. All he's brought in is reserves.
Yeah, OK. There is certainly discontent there, whether it's a full-blown fallout. Only time will tell on that. This is what he had to say about, the board and what they're trying to do.
Listen, I've got a huge respect for the people here at work at the club. The board of directors. They've created a very stable foundation here for the club to work under for a number of years. I have to respect that. Of course, as a manager, I always want the club to be the very best that it can be for the supporters. Inside I'm a supporter at heart, so I want to see the club progress, but I'm also the professional manager of the club, and I have to understand where the limits are at times. But that doesn't stop me wanting to to push to do the very best that we can for the supporters and but also for the players.
Yep. 10 years ago, maybe the press would have had Celtic in crisis, a broken crest or two across the back page, Barry, but times have moved on. There's a little rift, but Celtic are so far ahead that domestically he's chasing a treble.
Yeah, look, they are ahead of Rangers, there's no doubt at this moment in time, but I still think when you're winning leagues, you're winning trophies, as you say, they won a treble last year, you need to keep adding to that. Now, I look at the John McGinn situation. Why leave it to John McGinn's actually down in Birmingham doing his medical with Villa until you actually match the bid?
Yeah.
Aston Villa. I don't get that. I think Celtic gambled on John McGinn being a Celtic supporter as a young kid and thinking, all right, we can just put a bid in at any time and we'll get him.
But they gamble every year on this section. They do this all the time.
They've got the money. They were willing to pay that money at the end. Why not just go and do it last week? Get the deal done. And you're getting a top quality young Scottish footballer in. I can see why he's frustrated.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you one thing that's really, I'm looking forward to tomorrow, Ruffy, that the 12:30 kick-off, off the back of, there's nothing better than off the back of a 1-1 in Europe, suddenly a little grumblings of discontent. The manager fans the flames when he talks to the written press, stokes it again. Suddenly you're going to a ground where Hearts, I've been impressed with them since the start of the season. I like the way they're playing football. I hope it wasn't just a flash in the pan for a couple of games. I think this could be a humdinger tomorrow.
Yeah, I think the last one was as well. You know, I think Hearts look pretty organised. They've had good results as well. And Celtic are no different from any other team. If they don't get a result, if they get beat, then obviously things are going to be written. You know, things are going to be exploded, you know, and then they'll have to deal with that.
What do you make, Ruffy, of the fact now that they've hired Anton Deck just to sit in front of this jungle? The grass is so long that people will just need to get and start cutting it down. I mean, honestly, does it matter? Does it really matter the size of the grass?
I think they should be very grateful they've got grass. When we played, there wasn't any grass on the park, particularly in the Golmouth, for about 9 months of the year. So, you know, take what they've got. It's a beautiful condition. All the parks, I think all the clubs really need to be applauded for what they've done.
Yeah, Brendan Rodgers expects the grass to be a certain height.
Yeah, we might need to play in wellies. No, listen, I don't know Craig that well, and but my meetings with him, I've enjoyed our short discussions. You know, he's putting together a very competitive team. I'm sure the grass will be long. I will anticipate that, but like we showed the last time, you know, you have to play through whatever is in front of you or in below you at your feet, and the job is to get the 3 points. Of course, I'm a football fan, so I love to see teams winning, and I like to see good football. And like I say, you can only really say what I said when you win. When you lose, you've got to keep your mouth closed and walk on. But for me, it's about football and bringing the best football game to the supporters.
Does it really matter? I mean, I'm going to quote my old friend Davy Provan when we were talking about, you know, could you play in Red Ash? And he said to me, good players can play on any surface, Peter.
Listen, I totally agree with Davy Provan. It's good players can play on any surface, but do you know what? I've been watching Hearts the last couple of weeks. They're playing a different brand of football this year.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't surprise me if you go here, grass is short, a bit of water on it, and they're ready to go. Because I think Hearts are looking good. I can't wait to the game tomorrow. I think it'll be a cracker. But listen, if the grass is long, who cares? Just get on with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. He's come back sharper this season, Ruffy, by the way. I mean, there's no mincing about. I was worried he was going to, you know, fall into your trap of 2.5 minutes of nothing and then nothing at the end of it. But he's really kicked on. Let's go to the Lanarkshire Derby, because I think you and I might go there. I'm going to walk a couple of feet behind you, but nevertheless, Motherwell against Hamilton, great one. The managers added Tom Alderweireld to try and come in to counter the loss of Cedric Kipri. Ruffy, he's not quite the same style of player, but nevertheless they know what they were getting there. He was good in the last 6 months of the season. Yeah,
but they had to take the money. They had to take it, you know. But obviously with Kipri leaving as well, as a void there, you know, and to get him back, they've done well, you know, to move very quickly, to have a word with him and bring him back. So yeah, I think he's a good acquisition.
Yeah, and Alderweireld himself happy to be back.
Obviously, I'm excited about it. It doesn't really feel that I've been away, to be honest with you. And obviously walked back in the stadium, just same. The memories sort of reignited. So now, obviously, excited. So for me, I still feel like there's work still to be done here, and obviously when I knew there was the opportunity to come back, it would have been hard to turn down. Obviously was. Yeah, I'm fit. I've obviously had a full pre-season, no niggles or knocks or anything. So, and I've obviously played minutes back down the road. So yeah, I'm fit and ready.
For me, Motherwell are a 7, 8 and 9. I don't think they'll be in relegation trouble. I think once they get that style again, they'll be direct, they'll be punchy, they'll be up for battles.
Yeah, well, he's made a couple of signings, which he had to do, obviously. For me, Kipre was outside the old firm in Aberdeen and Hibs. He was one of the best players in Scottish football last year. So they brought Aldridge in. He was a big part of their success last year. Brought another centre back in, I think. I don't know too much. I don't know too much about him, but he's starting to he's starting to get the squad that he's going to be happy with. I don't see Motherwell being in any relegation trouble this season.
Okay, I'm going to get your predictions very shortly. We're going to switch on to Dundee against Aberdeen. Listen, there's two ways to look at this story. He said there's nothing happening at the moment with Lawrence Shanklin, but that doesn't mean nothing's going to happen. I think he's still keeping tabs on him at Ayr United. Neil McCann, he's a type of player I think they need goals from somewhere.
Yeah, and he's got a good bit of movement. Obviously, I've had the chance to see him in the last couple of weeks. He's full of confidence. He's everything just happening for him, you know, and that's the time. If you're United really do want to move him on, this is the time, because there will be more clubs in Dundee looking at them. I think he's worth the money that they're talking about, and he will score goals.
Yep, okay. Just on that point, that's just how the Saturday is shaping up now. Let's have a look at those fixtures. We're talking about Dundee against Aberdeen. That's how it all fits into Saturday and Sunday. Hearts Celtic, the early kick-off. Dundee, Aberdeen, Livingston, Kilmarnock, Motherwell, Hamilton. Rangers against St Mirren on the Sunday, alongside St Johnstone against Hibernian. And just with that in mind, I think Derek McInnes summed it up perfectly on his match press conference yesterday. He said, you know, everybody will feel there's a sense of injustice at some point with the referees, Ruffy. He's trying to put it in perspective from last weekend's game against Rangers.
Yeah, I think any manager, you know, if you get a player sent off and you're going the whole game and you think you're going to get away with 1-0 and then you lose a goal right at the end, you're going to be furious at what's happened and feel there's a bit of injustice. But it was Morelos that kicked it, nobody else. So he's the one you've got to blame.
Yeah, he's still got a bee in his bonnet, but he just won't let it go, Barry. Will he? Will not let it go. You've just been proved wrong. We told you early on in the week, and you just won't accept it.
I'm going to show you another clip. We've all saw clips.
Oh, listen, we don't want it. We're on to week 2. We don't care about it. It's gone. Listen, it's gone. He's down to a yellow card. Give me your predictions briefly now. Hearts Celtic.
1 each.
I'm going 1 each.
Okay, Dundee Aberdeen.
2-1 Dundee.
2-1 Aberdeen.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Barry. Livingston against Kilmarnock.
1 each.
I'll go Kilmarnock away win by a goal.
Yeah, you're not speaking to Kenny at the moment. Are you falling out with him?
No, do you know what? I've got to be honest. Listen, my mate, one of my friends, is at the manager living, and I've got another friend that plays with Kilmarnock. So
yeah, absolutely. You're damned if you do.
I'm not going to go a draw. I'm just going to be honest. I think Kelly will beat Livingston.
You're not caring about the Livingston pals.
Why you're not? Hey,
no, I'm just being honest.
That's why you're on the programme. Motherwell against Hamilton.
Oh, Motherwell.
Motherwell.
Okay, Rangers St Mirren.
Rangers.
And finally, St Johnstone against Hibs, Ruffy.
Hibs.
Hibernian comfortably.
Okay, there you have it. It's an opinion. You can give us yours on our YouTube channel. You can give us your opinion at PLZ Soccer on Twitter. And you can also do it on Facebook.com/PLZ Soccer. My thanks to Barry and Ruffy. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. We'll see you on Monday.
He was in earlier.